Welcome to the Athena Wellness Podcast, the show that invites you to take a seat around the community fire and listen to stories that inspire. I'm your host, Kathy Robinson, author, coach, and founder of Athena Wellness, a company that's dedicated to supporting you as you create your next chapter, turning life transitions into transformation. Hello and welcome, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm excited to kick off a new wellness series called Strong and Vital. I've been thinking a lot about the importance of utilizing all we have at our disposal to stay vibrant throughout our life transitions and to thrive as we age. I believe there's so much we can offer the world in our later years, but can only serve if we stay well in mind, body, and spirit. In this first episode, we'll challenge the notion that aging inevitably leads to decline and explore the power of proactive wellness. We'll discuss the importance of prioritizing your well-being, introduce the concept of the upward wellness spiral, and introduce the holistic wellness spectrum, a framework for assessing well-being in 3 areas: vitality, flow, and connection. I invite you to download the framework that we'll be working with for free at athenawellness.com/action plan. You can type that into your browser or use the link in the show notes. And now on to the show. Get ready to unlock your potential for a vibrant and thriving future. We're often told that aging inevitably leads to decline, that strength fades, energy wanes, and our minds begin to slow down. But what if I told you this doesn't have to be your story? I'm Kathy Robinson, and as the founder of a wellness company and the daughter of a centenarian, I believe you have more control over your aging process than you may think. By embracing a proactive approach to wellness, not only can you slow down the effects of aging, but you may even be able to reverse some of the decline that has already occurred. Today's episode is the first in a series. Throughout a number of episodes, we'll explore a holistic approach to wellness, guiding you on a journey toward a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling later life. It's from that second chapter perspective that we'll explore practical strategies for maintaining strength and vitality, a positive mindset, and a spiritual and social connection. I'm sure we agree that vitality is essential if we're going to make the most out of our next life chapter. That said, wellness is unique to each person. Because of that, I can't provide the one right way for everyone. Instead, I'll be providing an approach for you to define what matters most at this stage of your life, along with strategies and ideas to inspire and help you take positive action to be well. So with that as a backdrop, let's get to today's episode. We'll cover the importance of proactive wellness and the consequences of neglecting it later in life. We'll talk about the concept of creating an upward spiral of well-being. We'll review a framework that we'll be using for this series that you can download for free. I'll give you a glimpse into the journey ahead, and to get you started, we'll go over some questions that you can think about before we meet again. I encourage you to take notes and to try some or all of the activities that we'll be exploring together. That said, the information presented in this series is not medical advice, so please consult your healthcare professionals before making any changes to your wellness routine. So let's begin with the importance of proactive wellness later in life. The term wellness has significantly evolved over time. At first, it was about the absence of disease or injury, with a focus on interventions as the practice of medicine advanced. In the middle of last century, the definition broadened beyond physical health to include things like mental, emotional, and social well-being. Also, the connection between the body, mind, and spirit was popularized. At the turn of this century, the definition was further broadened to include additional wellness elements, such as financial, occupational, and environmental. Today, we embrace a multidimensional, interconnected view that true well-being encompasses all areas of life and is dynamic and adaptable. This is why proactive life choices, such as the topics we'll be covering in this series, are all contributors to overall wellness. There are numerous reasons why it's important to be proactive later in life, including reducing the risk of chronic disease, boosting mental and cognitive health, and enhancing emotional resilience. But there are two others that motivate me every day, and they go hand in hand. The first is maintaining independence. Living independently is all about living life on your own terms without assistance, making your own decisions and focusing on the things that are important to you. This includes choosing where, how, and with whom you want to live, managing your daily activities and personal care, pursuing your interests, and being involved in life to the degree you desire. Which leads to the second, quality of life, which is how you choose to spend your time and who you spend it with. When you feel well, you have the energy to work, pursue hobbies, travel, and socially engage. This leads to an increased enjoyment of life, reduced risk of depression, and a richer social life, all contributing to enhanced overall well-being. Let's spend a moment looking at what happens when wellness is neglected. There's a gradual erosion of vitality. Energy levels decrease, fatigue increases, and motivation declines. Inactivity also has a compounding effect. There's muscle loss, depression, isolation, lack of cognitive stimulation, and poor nutrition all make it difficult to maintain an active lifestyle. And lastly, vulnerability to disease increases. Heart disease, diabetes, and osteoporosis can impact life quality and shorten lifespan. All of this leads to a diminished sense of self that many experience as they age. It's a heartbreaking lost opportunity to enjoy the life you worked so hard to create and the positive impact your life journey can have and offer to others. This is why it's so important that you take action now to preserve your dignity, autonomy, and self-efficacy while living life to the fullest each day. And it's easy to start making positive choices that have compounding effects on your long-term health. I like to think of it as an upward spiral. Wherever you are in your wellness journey, imagine the start of the spiral as your current state of wellness. The first step up the spiral is just that, one step. A short walk, a healthy meal choice, a moment of mindfulness. One small step at a time. That's what starts the momentum. As you continue up the spiral, making turn after turn, you stay consistent with your healthy behaviors. This feeds on itself because you start to experience positive outcomes, such as more energy, a better mood, and deeper sleep. The results will help you stay on track and commit to your healthy lifestyle. Each time you have a positive outcome, you gain more momentum, creating a positive feedback loop that carries you forward as you ascend the spiral. Eventually, this becomes your norm, living a life that contributes to your optimal well-being. It all began with small, proactive wellness steps that led to newfound levels of health, happiness, and an increase in your overall quality of life. So, how do you create an upward spiral that meets your unique needs and preferences? I like to begin with one of my favorite tools, the holistic wellness spectrum, which I created when I wrote my book, The Athena Principles. The holistic wellness spectrum is a broad inventory that can help you determine where to begin or boost your wellness journey. It can be used repeatedly, and it's a useful tool to find new entry points to further increase wellness once progress has been made in other areas. The spectrum is categorized into three sections. The first is vitality, and it includes activities related to physical movement and nourishment. Vitality is where most people start when they think about taking positive steps toward enhanced well-being. The second section is flow, and it includes ideas for simplifying life routines, living intuitively, finding meaning and purpose. It also includes creative expression, exploration, and inspiration. The last section is connection, and it includes a list of contemplative practices and ways of connecting with ourselves, in our relationships, and with our community. It also includes our natural world, adventure, and celebration. Because the whole point of taking good care is to live wholeheartedly, to fully embrace who you are so you can do the things that light you up with the people you love. You can use the holistic wellness spectrum to assess and to orient. Think of the last time you were in a large public setting, such as an airport. Most likely there was an illustration depicting the layout of the environment in a red circle with the words, "You are here." Using the spectrum to assess your wellness will provide a similar depiction of where you are in your journey, and it can be completed in under 5 minutes. It's a simple evaluation used to rate where your current level of satisfaction is in each of the holistic wellness spectrum categories. These tools are effective because they give you clarity. They also give you a chance to reflect on why a particular starting point is best for you in this moment. I'll give you an example. If someone was under extreme pressure, a good place to start might be to decrease stress, not add to it. In this case, focusing on quality sleep or stress management would pay a bigger wellness dividend than adding the pressure of trying to add a new hardcore workout regimen at that point in time. So we'll be using these categories to explore wellness topics in this series. And if you'd like a copy of the Holistic Wellness Spectrum, you can download a free PDF at athenawellness.com/action plan. Speaking of topics, let's take a glimpse of the journey ahead for this series. Here are just some of the topics that we'll be covering in relation to creating a path to a vibrant and independent future. Under the holistic wellness spectrum category of vitality, we'll be exploring topics like functional movement, recovery, and nutrition. Under the category of flow, we'll be exploring topics such as ways to simplify, create, and literally how to go with the flow of life. Under the category of connection, we'll be exploring ways to spiritually contemplate, socially connect, and explore new life interests. While this will provide a solid foundation, you'll need strategies to bring these topics to life, to embody them in your life. So we'll spend some time giving you practices and principles that you can work with. Then we'll wrap all of this up with a personalized action plan that you can create for yourself that integrates the various aspects of well-being. Because action is what brings all the benefits we discussed and moves you up the wellness spiral. I hope you're as excited as I am to delve into these topics that will help us collectively optimize our well-being in our second chapter opportunity. I'd like to leave you with a few questions to work with before our next episode. You can work with them in contemplation, by journaling, or just considering them while you're taking a walk. Be playful and hold them lightly, but do spend some time identifying what's important to you at this stage of life. And remember to download the Holistic Wellness Spectrum at athenawellness.com/action plan. It will help you with the questions. Here they are. How do you feel about your wellness and well-being today? Which holistic wellness spectrum elements do you routinely support? Where would you like to focus more effort? Which holistic wellness spectrum elements are unfamiliar or intrigue you? And lastly, what would you like your wellness and well-being to look like in your next life chapter? Thank you so much for your time and interest. And I'll be back soon with our next installment of the Strong and Vital series. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know there are many ways you can spend your time. Thank you for choosing to spend it with me. Until our paths cross again, be kind to yourself and show your warrior spirit some love. If you know anyone who could benefit from today's episode, please pass it on. And many thanks for supporting the show by subscribing and leaving a review. It means a lot, and it helps others find their way to our circle. If you'd like to access the show notes, have a question you'd like addressed on a future episode, or would like a transcript of this episode, visit www.athenawellness.com/podcast. Until next time, be well.